We welcome back all of our viewers to historic Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The Cowboys possessing the football as we rejoin the action in the first. 2nd and 7. Elliott running right. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. A lot of storylines in this matchup. The Packers have had the upper hand. They've won 5 of the last 6 meetings. You think about the Dez Bryant game in the playoffs and the catch, no catch controversy. But, of course, the news here, the return of Mike McCarthy. He was the coach here from 2006 to 2018. Only Curly Lambeau himself has more wins as a Packer coach than McCarthy, and that includes Vince Lombardi. So he had quite an accomplished tenure, no doubt, including the Super Bowl win. The Cowboys at 6-2 to start play, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. They went with the run-pass option, and I don't know if the option really mattered there because the defense was ready.
So many times you put the defense at a disadvantage because you have those multiple options, but when they read their keys and play it correctly, sometimes the result goes in their favor.
And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. Now it's a bootleg with Prescott rolling to his right. Open man Lamb. It's complete. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Now back to the ground with Elliott, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. This defense for the Packers, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
And he'll be out of bounds. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
Now Elliott. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott. He has career touchdown number 78, tying him with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead on the road here at Lambeau. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. From his end zone, it's Corey Ballantyne. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Cowboys Cowboys have recovered. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
1st down, and it's Pollard again. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Tony Pollard, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And it's now 14-0. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Ballantyne now from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice, and that often runs you into a penalty.
So a big penalty there on the face mask leads to 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Rodgers. He has it complete to Christian Watson. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed 1st down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Check 26, check 26.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They'll break the huddle and come out with 4 receivers, 3 of them to the right side. 2nd and 7. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. And able to find Allen Lazard. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the 1st down. Now to be 4th and short.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3. They'll go with Jones. Oh, what a juke into space. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. Wow, first and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. That's sort of a prime example, is it not, of selling out defensively on 4th and short?
It certainly is, because what you're doing defensively is saying you're going to stop them right there at the line of scrimmage or make a play on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Instead, they get just enough of a hole chopped, and you're thin on the 2nd and 3rd levels, then you become a chaser instead of a tackler.
Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football. And if you're going to throw it, something quick, get it out of your hands in a hurry.
And he'll just get rid of it. You can already start to hear this crowd. They're saying, go for it.
Yeah, have we ever been at a game where you've heard the crowd go, field goal, field goal?
No, I have not. That's a good point.
Yeah, they always want to go for it, and I think they've got...
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And the gamble fails. It's incomplete. They pass up the 3, fake it. It does. Work. Now this Cowboy defense comes up with a goal line stand. So the drive's going to start with Pollard. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on first down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. Prescott. On the out route, it's Lamb with a grab. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. 22 yards there, a first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 48 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Prescott on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. Man open. That's complete to Dalton Schultz. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 41-yard line. Throwing. Prescott. He'll buy some time right. He's got his man. It's Gallup. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
And a nice call and really good execution there because they gave him a little bit of a different launch angle perhaps, you know. You don't want to have the quarterback dropping back 5 to 7 steps on every play and have the defense zero in on him. There you hope that you get your defense going one.
Touchdown, Cowboys! A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Green Bay returning on offense, led by running back Aaron Jones. At his current pace, sure looks well in line for a 1,000-yard season, but some of the older folks watching that remember the 12-game seasons in the NFL probably say, man, it was a lot harder to do that back then.
Yeah, even the 14-game seasons. And, you know, when we talk to those veteran runners, some of those guys who wear gold jackets, right, and appear in Canton, they look at this and go, you know, it's kind of like going to school and taking 5 years to get your degree instead of just 4.
A victory lap. Well, they also used to walk uphill to school both ways.
In the snow.
In the snow.
Blizzards.
Milk was 5 cents. Hey, but he's having a great year not to take anything away from him. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. To throw is Rodgers. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs.
And I think this is a situation where a quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
Zeke and the Cowboys ready to begin their next drive. He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. 10th carry now for Elliott. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Second down and 5. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. He will push his way down to about the 14. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Prescott on 3rd and 2. Got his man. It's Arcega-Whiteside. And the Cowboys are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Here's Prescott. Escaping the pressure right. This is caught. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Now Prescott. And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys are able to add on to their first-half lead. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now, the midterm elections are now concluded, and I think we can all breathe a sigh of relief for that. But now it's time for midterm football. Well, we've moved past the unofficial halfway point of the season, and we got a couple of good matchups in the night games here in Week 10. Tonight it's North versus South in California, the Chargers and Niners from Santa Clara. And then tomorrow, Monday night, it's both Charles's birthday, happy early birthday, buddy, and the first primetime appearance for the Commanders as they travel up to Philly to take on the Eagles. A lot going on. On second down, it's Jones. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On third down, here's Jones. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And the Cowboys going to go on offense one final time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
That's caught inside the 20. And he will go out of bounds down at the 15-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 42 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
From the red zone now, Prescott. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Prescott to throw it. And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys would extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Well, the white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10.
Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest. The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the third quarter. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Well, the Packers ready to go to start quarter number 3. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. On the delay, Jones. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. 41 yards rushing for him now to this point.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second. In a long situation, it seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
Now a draw play. This is Jones. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll punt it away for the second time. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out comes CeeDee Lamb and the rest of the Dallas offense. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. And some space here. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a first down. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And he'll work down inside the 45.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll try to throw now. Prescott. The 20, 10, touchdown. Dak Prescott now 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And the Cowboys continue to pour it on. They go up by 40 now. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And Charles, we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
That's taken in by Watson.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Now Rodgers able to find Lazard. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
As you know, so many things in the passing game are based on yardage. Sometimes it's just based on timing, and that's what we saw right there on that play. 3rd and 3, just get the ball right to the receiver.
Is the hitch route. And tell us, what is the hitch route? And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, You see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Things just kind of continuing to unravel for them here in the second half. They take the shot downfield, but this defense, once again, up to the task.
Well, this is where you think about the old phrase, desperate times call for desperate measures, because they've got nothing on the scoreboard, and they're just trying to get something, anything to go their way. But in this case, they turn the ball over.
And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Elliott going to get it again on second down. And he'll get about 3 up close to the 35. They're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Schultz. So nothing doing there, and that's going to make it fourth down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on third down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
He's going to find Gallup here complete. And he is going to have the Cowboys first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. A big pickup of 12 yards on fourth down to keep this drive from stalling. A first down carry by Allen. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. 66 yards on the ground for him so far.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. On second down, it's Pollard. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion, because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the fourth quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that really a big factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead, first down, fourth quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back, but 8 yards on first down puts them back on their heels.
And the Cowboys are going to have a 1st and goal as he's inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up.
That's a great run right there on first down. Didn't quite get into the end zone, but now you've set yourself up for at least 2, maybe 3 more shots from close range.
Elliott is in. Touchdown, Dallas. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Ballantyne now from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now, but as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Micah Parsons make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack, just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Throwing is Rodgers. And he's going to go down again. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Open man left side. It's the tight end, Tunyon. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. Oh, my goodness, CD. I mean, this defense just continuing to dominate. They're really dominating on both sides of the ball. But for the defense, that's now 3 interceptions for them here in this ball game.
And what a great teaching tape for this defensive coordinator, right? When they go back and review this game, what does he always tell us that he preaches to his team? We're going to lead the league in effort. Well, they're doing that in this game as well as making big plays.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. A 20th carry here for Elliott. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Pollard going to try the right side. Adrian Amos up to make the tackle. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. So from the 17, here's 2nd and 7. Going to run again here with Pollard. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football